Thank you for watching TCS NewsHour. Tonight we explore a range of important issues facing our community.
With a recent bill proposing immigration enforcement-free zones, how will Spokane respond to the growing presence of ICE in protests?
What would it mean if the Spokane River were to run dry again?
Are some teenagers being asked to grow up too fast?
What could this year's wildfire season hold for our region?
And how is Spokane's local music scene evolving in the age of streaming?
TCS NewsHour has the answers.
First, we turn to Eden with our opening story.
Thanks, Simon. Now we go to the controversial topic as law enforcement and ICE protests continue to fill the streets of Spokane. What is really going on downtown, and what do Spokane students think about it?
Under the current Trump administration, there's been a noticeable increase in ICE presence across the country. Correspondingly, we've seen increased protesting and political outrage, most notably in large metropolitan cities like Minneapolis and Seattle, leaving us to wonder how smaller regions, such as Spokane, have been affected.
I feel like a lot of people in our city are terrified. I have a lot of friends that are scared to go to school and overall just leave their house out of fear of abduction. And I know, for one, I'm very scared to go downtown.
Kelly, a high schooler in Spokane Public Schools, shares her feelings of increasing pressure in response to evolving ICE presence in her community.
In general, I feel that we're really undereducated, and I kind of feel embarrassed because I know we're lacking knowledge and nobody talks about it.
Every administration, there's always changes. Probably not as often as we're seeing them currently.
SPS students share concerns as Esther further explains that with quick changing policies on a federal level, the gray area in foreign law enforcement only becomes messier as time goes on. Curious about what our city is doing to support its worried citizens, we turn to Spokane City Councilman Zach Sapone for answers.
Right now, this month, we're looking at an ordinance that would prohibit ICE from using public spaces for staging grounds. And we've seen other cities passing these types of policies and legislation. The mayor announced an ordinance that I'm co-sponsoring and supporting that would prohibit detention centers within the city of Spokane. We would be changing our zoning laws that would prohibit detention centers from being used here.
Following our interview with Zach Sapone, both ordinances have passed, each in a 6-1 vote. During our interview, the council member touched on difficulties faced while fighting a fight like this, and the power imbalance between federal and local government.
Fundamentally, the federal government has authority over us in our areas, and that's a scary thing, and it's difficult. And we've seen that in Minneapolis and other places where the federal government comes in, and local cities are struggling to hold them accountable with their actions. They're struggling to keep them at bay from their overreach.
There are two types of warrants. There is a judicial warrant, which is issued by a judge. Then there's the administrative warrant, which are issued by an internal ICE supervisor personnel.
Esther Oliveris, Spokane practicing attorney and founder of Sparrow Law Firm, explains that clarity in warrants regarding immigration enforcement are often far more intricate than meets the eye. The struggle to interpret these laws is not an impossible one to fix, but with multiple accounts of unlawful immigrant arrests from ICE agents in Spokane this year, changes need to come quick.
I don't know much about it. I know lawyers are involved. I know it takes a long time, and I hope my family and friends don't have to go through it.
It's something we learn as teachers is students cannot learn in a place of fear. How do I feel about increased ICE presence around our students and how it's affecting our community? In a word, I feel deeply concerned. The vast majority of the students that we have here are here entirely legally, and they have or are in the process of completing every immigration step that has been asked of them, and they've committed no crimes. They are minors, and they need our community's protection. I feel that very strongly.
That was Ferris High School's social studies and language development teacher, Clay Elliott, testifying on the impacts of increasing ice prevalence on Spokane's learning environments for his students. Federal trends and predictions show regions all over the U.S. will continue to experience an increasing prevalence of Border Patrol and law enforcement agents within their communities. With the increase in ice presence across the country, it seems more vital than ever to educate our Spokane youth in vast communities about the realities of their presence and prepare for whatever is next.
So there we have it, folks. Reports of illegal deportations, Spokane riots, and Spokane students unsure of what to think. Who is to say what the future truly holds?
Last summer, for the first time on record, a stretch of the Spokane River ran completely dry. How did that happen? Could it happen again? And what does it mean for the future of the river?
We spoke with hydrologists and local river experts to find out. In this segment, we take a closer look at the causes, the risks, and what might be done about it. This is Dangers of Drought.
The Spokane River has a unique history, one of salmon, rolling rapids, natural beauty, and most importantly, a connection between the people who've made it their home. However, with increasing droughts, Spokane is left to wonder how the culture shifts as the water shallows. Kat Hall, with the Spokane Lands Council's Restoration Program Director, and her colleague Justice Brandt, shared concerns of the drying river on both wildlife and planting shifts.
Actually ran dry. That was a big OMG moment.
In late August of 2025, for the first time in 100 years, the Spokane River hit record low water levels, leaving a 1.5-mile stretch completely dry for 2 weeks, affecting recreational communities and those advocating for the health of Spokane ecosystems.
More into the future, and if these droughts are going to be more prevalent and more intense, and if it's going to be more of our reality, then I think we all need to start thinking about just planting more drought-tolerant species. Knowing that they're going to need more water, maybe some of those species that have traditionally been, well suited to our plantings, they're struggling more.
And if our groundwater starts to not be available, water in our creeks is going to go lower, even though we're trying to build beaver dam analogs to keep it around and create wetland habitat. But with that water getting lower, the quality of our trees is going to go down. The likelihood of revitalizing the habitat is going to go down.
This doesn't just affect those concerns for our environment. Local businesses have also raised concerns regarding more drought. John Wilmot, co-founder of Flow Adventures, a local business offering a variety of outdoor recreational tour experiences, is just one of the communities that is feeling the effects of the climate change on Spokane's river.
Years ago, we were pretty dry, and then June was a very wet month. So the river peaked at an odd time, but then also dropped very quickly. So when it's rain-fed rather than snowpack-fed, that's going to have a large impact on how our river systems operate.
Or IRAC to Spokane, I should say. We have a club in town that gets out and runs the Spokane. It's our hometown river, and it was very troubling. For a lot of reasons. Obviously, you can't get out on the river when there's no water.
Paul Delaney and John Petrush are both avid enjoyers of our Spokane River and have brought up concerns about the current situation.
Got a really unusually early runoff, and it seems like we just had our spring runoff, and we're not going to see much more, and that's coming off the east slopes of the North Cascade.
GSI Water Solutions principal groundwater hydrologist Don Porcello explains that low snowpack alone cannot be the only factor affecting Spokane River's water levels, and launched a proposal to further his research on the potential contributors in Spokane Valley and surrounding areas.
We actually weren't thinking about that initially. We actually thought that there was something going on over the footprint of the aquifer and in the river below Coeur d'Alene Lake that was responsible for why, we were seeing some of these really low flows in August.
Low water flow in the Spokane River was observed intermittently from 2013 to the summer of 2015, but before the 1.5-mile drought stretch in late summer of last year, no reports in the last century show the water completely drying up.
I do live on the river, and so we have seen, basically the slow degradation and lack of water through the years. I have been involved I think I was first introduced to the river back in 1979.
In 2009, a poll conducted by the Spokane River Forum found that 70% of residents in the Spokane area recreate in some capacity at least 3 times a year in the Spokane River, making it clear that John Petrucci is not alone in his worry of the unusual river patterns, seeing how it has already affected his sole outdoor hobby.
In 2010, 2012, we always had a nice kind of parade of, inner tubers, small rafters come through most of the summer. There might have been like 2 or 3 weeks in August, end of August, where we didn't see people. But now, after July 4th, basically all the traffic basically dies down, and we're not seeing that much activity on the river as we used to.
A factor.
Well, I think we just had a situation. We had this warm weather pattern that came out of kind of the southern part of the Pacific Ocean around Hawaii, the Pineapple Express. In a normal year, that weather that precipitation might have come in from Alaska.
The Pineapple Express phenomenon, which moves tropical weather patterns to the west coast, certainly has been a contributing factor to the low snowfall and associated droughts, but cannot account for these issues entirely. While professionals, including John Parcello and his team, anticipate to continue testing a variety of contributing factors to this increase in drought, predictions are still hesitant. Over 85 million U.S. citizens express that climate change affects them personally.
The Pacific Northwest is one of the most challenging places on Earth to predict the weather, because we have so many factors. We have Alaska, we have Hawaii, as we've found out with.
I think it is so important to educate our young people about the environment for a couple different reasons. One, our younger generation is the leaders of the future. I want them to feel empowered.
By spreading awareness of water conservation and the dangers to the river that climate change poses, we can be more prepared if the situation ever happens again. See how you can help our community by connecting with Spokane Student Advisory Council on Climate Change, the Lands Council, Spokane Riverkeeper, and monitoring your city's regional environmental health guidelines.
Distracted driving is responsible for up to 80% of car crashes.
For the last 15 years, approximately 3,200 lives were claimed a year due to distracted driving in the United States, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Stay vigilant while driving. Focus on the road.
Across the country, a growing number of teenagers are taking on responsibilities far beyond homework and sports. Many are stepping into adult roles at home, caring for siblings, helping parents, and carrying burdens most teens never expect.
Today we take a look at what this looks like and the pressures that come with it.
The National Institute of Health defines teen caregivers as individuals under the age of 18 who provide significant, often unpaid assistance to family members or household members who have a physical or mental illness, disability, or frailty due to aging or substance misuse. But what does this role really mean for teens who are forced to live it every day?
Caregiving was definitely something that I had to do.
Watching them is really just making sure they're fed and safe.
Santiago Cruz and Savannah Adams recount their experience as teen caregivers, a reality that is affecting us more than we thought. 42 million teens are classified as caregiving youth in the United States. That is 1 in 8 teens nationwide. According to a 2022 Rhode Island Public Schools survey, 13.8% of these teens reported they had missed school to take care of someone else, with up to 35% in some districts.
When I was in middle school, I took care of my grandfather, and there was trauma associated with it, which came out when I was an adult.
That was Connie Siskowski, founder of Florida's American Association of Caregiving Youth, speaking on the issue. In 2017, a study found that young caregivers in similar roles as Connie were at an increased risk for mental health struggles compared to those without these responsibilities. Responsibilities that even these young caregivers themselves don't realize that they have been pushed to take on.
I didn't even realize I was a caregiver until I was.
With caregiving, some of my ability to take care of myself for the role changed. I didn't care. I didn't want to do this. I get put on to me.
Support was little.
That was Alicia Comstock, Spokane mom of 3, shares her unfortunate experience regarding the lack of support and education many families experience to the rising cost of childcare.
They're hidden.
They don't talk about it. They're concerned about what could happen if people found out if they were doing it. They don't go, we're doing it, meaning providing care at home for somebody.
Anne Marone emphasizes how the lives of teen caregivers can be challenging, but there is hope.
And with parental permission, they're invited, and if they want to join our program, we have a skills building group in school beginning 6th grade through high school, and also lunch and learn sessions and some individual support. And then one of the really important things is that we do a home visit.
Though tactics and initiatives like the ones Connie mentions can be immensely helpful for these families struggling with balancing work life and caregiving. 70% of our young caregivers in the U.S. still assist one or more family members, and it isn't always a choice. But Florida's American Association of Caregiving Youth isn't just a company. It is built on the personal experiences of Connie and her team.
When Connie started this organization and I came to know about it, it was like this bell went off in my head. How did we miss this group of kids? My background is as a school principal, and that's how I got involved, and then worked at the school district level on projects that impacted the kids' success in school. And what I found also was that some of the kids just juggling, this is not always something that they choose to do.
They have a unique approach that works tirelessly with caregiving teens in school districts within Florida to address holes in our caregiving system.
Like help my siblings cut their food because Mario was just he was mentally clocked out. He works night shift, I know, but that was kind of the moment like, oh, I'm like big brother. Like I kind of have to pick up the slack a little bit.
Placing demanding caretaking roles teens is an issue that needs to be spoken about in a wider regard. But there is hope. Today's Florida's American Association of Caregiving Youth is the only organization in the U.S. solely to address caregiving youth. Thanks to individuals like Dr. Siskowski, groups of like-minded people who truly care have given us resources and support for the people who need it most. We must not forget the inspiration in the words of Margaret Mead. Let us never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has.
If you could say one thing to every teen caregiver in the world, what would it be?
I would say thank you.
Me too. Exactly. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
With childcare costs rising, many families are under real pressure, and sometimes teenagers step in to help carry the load. But experts say it's important to still remember that kids need the chance to be kids. When possible, the responsibility of parenting shouldn't fall on their shoulders.
Spokane has been getting drier year after year, and 2025 was a clear example with hotter temperatures and less moisture. The region saw more fires, threatening some of Spokane's most beautiful natural areas. As summer approaches, many residents are wondering what that means for the future. In this segment, we take a closer look at what experts are predicting for Spokane's wildfire seasons in the years ahead.
Every year, thousands of people are affected by wildfires, destroying their homes, their lungs, cities, and even breaking up families. In 2025 alone, 251,840 acres of Washington's landscapes were burned due to these natural disasters. During the past 10 years, wildfire season has been lasting longer and longer, stretching well into fall.
I've changed. I've been telling that to people for years. So our seasons really, our summer doesn't start till like late June, where it used to seem like it started at the end of May, the beginning of June. So everything's kind of pushed a month past. So our fire season has moved, I think, where it used to be in like August to September here, it's starting to move more towards September to October.
Every year, Spokane burns brighter as wildfire season destroys people's lives and homes. This winter has had very limited snow, leading to incredibly dry conditions. More structures are being threatened by wildfires than ever before.
In Spokane County, what surprises a lot of people is we average over 150 wildfire starts in the county alone.
That is Spokane's Assistant Division Manager of the Community Resilience Program, Guy Gifford. According to the First Street, there are 184,212 properties in Spokane County that have some risk of being affected by wildfire over the next 30 years. This represents 87% of all properties in Spokane County. We have volunteer firefighter Daryl Kennedy here to share his experience. He was one of the first on the scene at the 2023 Gray Fire in Medical Lake. Kennedy was on duty at his local fire department when he heard the call.
The weather that day was super dry, it was super windy, and we knew it wasn't going to be good. So we were already gearing up to be called out and everything. We got toned out, and the two of us that were on duty, we jumped in our attack wildland rig, and we went off, and we were driving, and you could just see the complexity of this fire, even though it only started 45 minutes prior. It was very devastating to see the communities I've grown up in just be leveled.
According to Spokesman Review, 2025 was the hottest summer in Spokane's recorded history. This winter has had similar extremes with very little snow, which will lead to incredibly dry conditions this summer. Here is Justin Klein, a retired firefighter, to speak on that regard.
2023, so 3 years ago, we had Medical Lake Fire, and we had the Elk Fire, which actually got into some of our smaller communities around Spokane. And that was devastating for a lot of people. And even the folks here in Spokane that might not have wildfire at their door are still breathing in all that smoke. Kids are told to stay inside. The elderly can't go outside. Like, it's slowly getting worse and worse.
Another thing that sometimes people think about is, a lot of us work outside, working on projects, whether it's fixing a fence, fixing your car, is that starting sparks? We've had a lot of fires start by people grinding, welding outside. They're used to doing it. And all of a sudden, they don't necessarily think about it on an August day that spark can start a fire.
According to the Center for Climate and Energy Solutions, in the U.S., more than 80% of fires are started by people. So whenever you're out camping this summer and fall, remember to extinguish your fires completely. Don't drive or park on dry grass, and use designated fire pits supplied at your campsite. Washington's Public Lands Commissioner is asking for roughly $100 million from legislators to prevent and fight wildfires in the 2026 fire season.
Hello? Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Hello?
This darn diddly dang dang doo dang.
Who is this? Who is this? Charlene? Oh, honey, Mama has missed you. I haven't heard from you in forever. Whiskers, get down!
Be the sunshine to someone's rainy day.
Remind them you care and bring a smile to their face.
Don't let the weekday blues get to you.
Tell them you love them and call a loved one today to spread happiness.
Spokane has always had a rich local music scene, but with streaming platforms and new technology changing how people are listening to music, some are wondering, does live music still have the same place it once did? We spoke with several local musicians to hear their perspective on the future of Spokane's live music scene.
Live music is dead. When you have access to every type of music at your fingertips, what is the point of listening to live music? Why pay money to see a band when you can listen to them for free?
Like when I went to the TV Girl concert, it was like genuinely the best night of my life. I had so much fun.
Mira, a Spokane Public Schools high schooler, tells us that attending live shows has been a vital part of her life. Though not everyone attends live shows on a regular basis, the benefits of engaging with the local music scene are clear.
It's kind of hard to stay away from it because there's things happening all the time, kind of everywhere. So once you know about it, you kind of can't not.
So I would say it's just a very socially driven scene. I'm almost afraid that some people may care less for the music than they do the sociability that comes with this scene.
Spokane has many great musicians. We interviewed members of Lazarus, Sex with Seneca, and Unmedicated. Music has been connecting people for all of human history.
It's such a free community that we had a drummer from a different band playing.
With over 14.6 million music artists engaging with online platforms to gain new followings, what chance does the local Spokane scene have?
Explosion actually in just people participating, and it's been a marvel, honestly, for this scene to see such a growth in the amount of kids that are just getting on stage and performing. Like, people I would never have expected to perform are like on the stage with me the next set, and I love it. I think it's a great thing. I think we need as many bands as possible.
According to Polestar, the trade publication for the concert and live music industry, Spokane had the biggest jump of any market in the country for live events from 2023 to 2024, moving up 29 slots from 102nd to 73rd in the United States. A Jump Spokane Arena director of entertainment, Matt Meyer, says we couldn't be more pleased by all of this.
I think it's really cool how accessible the scene has become. Because I remember when I was like a teenager in my really crappy rock band, trying to break it in, and I had no idea who to hit up or who to talk to. And I think it's become a lot easier for people to just start.
Local Spokane artists have a lot to be excited about. As live music becomes more inviting to a greater variety of viewers, the Spokane music community becomes stronger.
It's just that people are scared of actually going because there's a lot of things like cliques and stuff. You want to go with your friends and all that. And some people, you know, they want to hear the music, but they don't necessarily want to go out with their friends.
I think one of the things I really like about the scene is just how friendly everyone is.
Have a little community of people that like the same music as you, because it's so wonderful.
Live concerts are a great way for people to meet and connect with other like-minded individuals.
Join your friends. You're going to see some people there you know. You might as well go. Make some new friends, some more fun friends.
Music is one of the most common ways that humanity has chosen to express ourselves.
When it comes to lyrics, a lot of my identity comes through in there, and like some of my struggles and problems I tend to write out in the lyrics. And so I think that's the easiest way to express it. The music too, the tone and whatnot. And
Music is so powerful because it can mean so many things too.
Listening to music in person is a moving experience that everyone should get the privilege to enjoy.
Music's just awesome, and I love going to live shows and hanging out, and it's so much fun, and I wish they never ended.
All the time, go to shows, we're doing stuff all the time.
The local Spokane music scene is an incredible place, and we should all go and support our local community. Go see shows, whether you know the people or not, and go have a fun time. Music is one of our strongest connections to each other. Go experience it.
Thank you to all of our reporters for their thoughtful work, and to our partners at KHQ for their support. And thank you for watching. We are the Community School, and this is TCS NewsHour.